Korean Air is known for top-tier service, great food, and seamless travel experience, but is it really worth the hype? I flew round trip from New York JFK to Seoul Incheon in economy, and here's my honest review. Everything from seats to food and amenities. Let's dive right in. After arriving at New York John F. Kennedy Airport, I went to the check-in counter for Korean Air to get my boarding pass and check my luggage. I'm flying economy, but I was able to check in using the priority line because I'm a SkyTeam Elite Plus member, having flown with Korean Air more than 100 times. There was still a bit of line at the priority check-in and I waited about 15 minutes.
Just one person or two?
Two of us.
Where are you guys headed to?
Incheon, Korea.
You can place your bag here.
The check-in process was pretty smooth and my husband and I checked in a total of 3 bags between the two of us. After getting our boarding passes and going through a long security line, we headed straight to the Korean Air lounge. We were able to use the lounge even though we're flying economy because one of the benefits of being a SkyTeam Elite Plus member is access to the lounge for myself and one guest. The lounge was on the smaller side and quite packed. It definitely wasn't one of the nicer lounges, but I was still thankful to have access every time I fly with Korean Air. I was pretty hungry, so I went straight to get some food. There were some cold sandwiches, tomato sauce pasta, fried chicken, cookies, crackers and cheese, some fruit, and broccoli soup. It was almost 11 p.m. when I got the food, so it seemed like it had been prepared a while ago and wasn't very hot, but it was still good enough to fill me up. The main seating area was way too crowded, so my husband and I sat in a quieter corner. There was an outlet at each seating area where we were sitting, so I charged all my electronics and finished eating before heading to the boarding gate. Even though I was able to use the priority boarding line, there was still a very long line, so I thought boarding would take forever. But it wasn't too bad once the line started moving. After scanning our tickets for this 15-hour and 45-minute flight, we got to our seats. This is an Airbus 380, the largest and most spacious passenger aircraft. The economy section had a 343 configuration and the seats were slightly wider than the average at 18.1 inches. The legroom was 33 inches, which is better than most other international economy classes, which typically have 31 or 32 inches of legroom. There was also an adjustable headrest, a mini hanger, a universal outlet under the seat, a USB outlet, and a screen with a remote control at each seat. Each seat had a blanket, water, and an amenity kit with a toothbrush, toothpaste, and slippers. The flight attendants then came around to give out earphones for anyone who needed them. Soon after takeoff, dinner service began with a choice of beverages. Alcohol was available at no extra cost, but I just stuck to water. I had beef with mashed potatoes for my first meal, which felt like a French dish. The mashed potatoes were smooth and creamy, and the beef was quite tender. The meal also came with cheese and crackers, a Caesar salad, red velvet cake, and bread and butter. I always love ending my meal with something sweet, so I was really glad the red velvet cake came with the meal. Overall, I thought it was a great meal. I used the bathroom after the meal and here's what it looked like. It was a typical economy seat bathroom, but it was clean and had an air freshener and facial essence you could use. Around midnight, they served Hot Pockets, which are basically like mini pizzas in the shape of a pocket for anyone unfamiliar. They came out super hot and had cheese and pepperoni inside. There was also a self-service bar area where we could grab snacks, so I got some custard cake, a ham and cheese sandwich, and potato chips. The biggest downside I found on this flight was the lack of Wi-Fi on board, but each seat had a screen with movies, TV shows, games, and music. The selections were decent, but I felt like the screen could be upgraded to slightly better quality. After 2 hours before landing, the second meal, which was breakfast, was served. We had the option of scrambled eggs or rice porridge, and I went with the Western option, which came with scrambled eggs, ham, tater tots, as well as yogurt, pineapple, and a muffin on the side. I enjoyed the scrambled eggs and I could taste a lot of butter in them. The tater tots were not super crispy, but not bad considering they were airplane food. The pineapple was very fresh and refreshing, and it was also nice to have blueberry yogurt and a muffin on the side. I was pretty full after eating all of this. Besides these satisfying meals, all the flight attendants were so kind and attentive throughout the entire flight, which was a major plus. After a long flight of 15 hours and 45 minutes, we safely landed at Incheon International Airport in South Korea. As far as long-haul economy flights go, my Korean Air A380 flight in economy from New York to Seoul was excellent with the exception of lack of Wi-Fi on board. Before I share my return flight from Seoul Incheon to New York JFK, which offered a completely different check-in, lounge experience, and in-flight food menu, I want to introduce you to a perfect travel backpack and crossbody bag. You can fit so much into this 40-liter backpack. It's durable yet compact. It opens 180 degrees, which makes it so easy and quick to access during airport security. There are 2 handles, one at the top and one on the side, along with straps on the back that you can hang on your suitcase. This crossbody bag is another must-have when traveling. It's perfect for putting your essentials like passport, wallet, and phone. Just enough space to hold all your essentials without feeling bulky. Plus, it's water resistant and has RFID blocking to protect against credit card skimming. Both of these bags are available on Amazon for an affordable price, so I'll leave the links in the description below. Thank you TomToc for sponsoring this portion of the video, and let's get right back to my flight from Seoul to New York. Even though I'm flying economy, I was able to check in using the dedicated premium check-in zone with my SkyTeam Elite Plus membership. This check-in counter can be used by prestige business class passengers, million milers, morning com premium members, and SkyTeam Elite Plus members. There was barely any lines, so we were able to check in right away without waiting. In terms of luggage, Korean Air's economy class flights from Seoul to JFK allow 2 pieces of luggage, each up to 23 kilograms or 50 pounds. I had 3 bags to check in but didn't have to pay extra as SkyTeam Elite Plus members receive additional baggage allowance, including 1 extra piece of checked luggage with a maximum weight of 32 kilograms or 70 pounds. Many airlines offer great perks like this through their membership programs such as priority boarding and lounge access, so definitely consider signing up, especially if you have airlines you like or use frequently. After checking in my bags, getting my boarding pass, and going through security, I headed to the Prestige Class Lounge, which is the business class lounge. One of the benefits of being a SkyTeam Elite Plus member is being able to use the lounge for myself and 1 guest, so that's how I was able to use the lounge despite flying economy. It was around 5 p.m. and the lounge was very big but had tons of people. This lounge definitely had much more variety of food compared to the lounge in New York, and it felt like I had walked into a whole buffet restaurant. There was a salad bar and a mixture of Western and Asian selections like sandwiches, beef stew, seafood, kimchi pancakes, and much more. There was also a dessert section where I got some green tea cake, carrot cake, cookies, and a muffin. I loved how the cake had a sponge-like texture and the perfect level of sweetness. The atmosphere of the lounge was kind of loud, so I didn't feel like it was the best place if you want to relax, but I was very satisfied with the food. I probably ate way too much before going on such a long flight. As our boarding time approached, we walked over to the gate for this 14-hour flight. I always love coming to Incheon International Airport because it's so clean and efficient. I was able to use the priority lane again for boarding as a SkyTeam Elite Plus member, but the line was kind of long when I got to the gate. We scanned our boarding passes and boarded straight onto the plane. The seats were pretty much the same as the flight I took from New York to Seoul, but it was the food menu that was completely different. Each seat has slippers, a toothbrush and toothpaste, a blanket, a pillow, and water. The screen quality wasn't the best, so my husband brought an attachable iPad holder to watch pre-downloaded movies on his iPad instead, and I suggest doing the same if you want to watch shows on your iPad without neck pain. About an hour after takeoff, they served us dinner as the first meal. I got chicken curry with rice that came with Korean cucumber salad, cake, and seaweed soup. I really loved the taste of curry, and there was a decent amount of chicken and vegetables. I totally get this again. This is instant seaweed soup, but I thought it was still very delicious. The cake was not dry and had the perfect level of sweetness. And the meal also came with a Korean snack that tasted similar to a granola bar. After the meal, I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth, and the bathroom was pretty much the same as the one I used on my way to Korea. While I was watching some movies to pass the time on this long flight, corn dogs were served as a snack midway through. They used to serve cup noodles before, so when I asked the flight attendant if this was still available, she told me it's no longer available, but there's a self-service area with snacks. I grabbed an egg, ham and cheese sandwich, mini pretzels, and nuts from the snack area. My favorite snack on this flight was definitely the sandwich. All the ingredients were so fresh and tasted delicious. Then about 2 hours before landing, our second meal, which was breakfast, was served. I got scrambled eggs with bacon, and it also came with yogurt, fruit, a muffin, and a beverage of our choice. The eggs had cheese on top and came out warm. It also came with spinach, carrots, potatoes, and bacon, which I thought were all decent. The yogurt was good as always, and the muffin had pretty big chunks of blueberry inside, which I loved. The apple and orange slices were very fresh. I just wished I could have had more fruit. After 14 hours of flying, we safely made it to New York. Again, excellent service, and everyone I interacted with was super polite and nice. Great food, decent seating for economy minus the lack of Wi-Fi on board. Please let me know in the comments about your flight experience or what airline review you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching. Bye!